Yo, 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 good morning, you beautiful people. What's going on? I hope everyone is doing well today. It's Friday, yeah. Now, forget that. Listen, Bitcoin is showing some very interesting price action. I'm going to do my best to try and get this information all within a 10-minute window. All right? So, what do we know? Bitcoin has been showing this interesting behavior. And it just gives you the clue that the market makers in principle are favoring higher prices. Why? Because look at these arrows here. They're spiking the highs. They keep hitting the highs. Why? Because this is where they're able to get traders to buy. And if people are buying, that means the market maker in principle can sell. You see, Mr. Market Maker will sell at a premium. He won't sell at a discount. The retail trader sells at a discount. That's why everybody goes to the charts when price is dropping and they go short. Likewise, when price is rising, they go long. Yeah? Let's just take the example of a guy who goes and buys a house. He buys a house for 100K, right? He then goes to another guy and says, hey man, do you want to buy this house? It's for 100K. And he's like, nah, it's all right. Forget it. Nah, I'm not interested. Okay, cool. He waits. He then finds another guy that says, yo, I'll buy that house off you. He goes, happy days. The guy sells the house for 100K. Now, that same guy who bought that house now wants to try and sell that house. All right? He comes to the market, gets it valued. It's going for 100K. Tries to sell it. Someone comes up to him and says, I'll pay you 80K for it. He's like, nah, man, I'm not going to do that. Nah, I paid 100 grand for it. He waits. Tries to advertise it again at 100K. No interest. He then realizes that people aren't going to pay 100 grand. So in other words, he paid a high premium for that house because the time that he brought it, price is now dropping. Value is now dropping. He advertises it for 80K and he's like, oh, I'll be taking a loss. No good for him. A buyer comes along and says, I'll buy that house off you for 75K. He realizes that he's now got a loss on his hands, whether he takes it for 80, 75, or even 70. So what does he do? He sells it at a discount because he's pushed in the corner. He could lose more money on this house. He sells at a discount. Likewise, when price is dropping, retail trader will go short. Let's flip it over. The guy with the same house, he brought it for 100K, and now the house is valued at 150,000. He now wants to sell it. The same thing happens again. A guy comes in and buys it off him. He has now sold the house at premium. Yeah, because he sold it at the highest point that he could. Market maker moves price to the highest point in the chart so that he can induce traders to buy at that premium so that he can sell at that premium. When you understand that story of the difference between when someone buys and when someone sells, you're going to have a good idea of where they're likely to move based on the interest of traders. All right? The chart is not alien to the idea that there is commitment coming into the charts itself. Look at the delta. It's showing positivity. Now, be careful with delta. Yes, it implies that the delta is positive. That means there's buying. But it only means that there's someone selling. Okay? There's someone selling at these places. No one buys at a discount. They buy at a premium. That's how traders operate. Retail traders specifically. There's only a few traders that will think that they can buy in this point right here. Only a few traders that will buy down here, which is why people are always asking, can we buy the dip? Should we buy the dip? Where is the dip? And they always end up buying into a rising dip as such. Yeah, they always say, okay, I'll buy at this point right here because we've had a big push to the upside. Why does price always retrace? Because they've just had an influx of traders coming in to sell to. You can only buy if someone sells. You can only sell if someone buys. So looking at the behavior of Bitcoin right now, ladies and gentlemen, we can develop the idea that market maker is favoring higher prices is because everyone's running to the charts to buy at a premium. You see, when people have a number fixated in their minds, they think Bitcoin 100K, I'm getting Bitcoin cheap at 44K. All right, how long is it going to take for Bitcoin to get to 100K? And will Bitcoin drop down lower before it can actually make the journey towards 100K? Do you have the liquidity to withstand that sort of deviation in price? Yeah? So this is why I day trade. Because I'm not interested in all that madness. I'm interested in, can Bitcoin move up from this current point to a next point in the chart, which is likely to encourage traders to commit at? So I will get in consolidated areas. I will always like to try and get into the retraces. These are where I'm looking at making entries, okay? I'm not buying in these sort of instances, no. These are points where I'll be shorting from. Whenever I see a massive green vector candle, I'm preparing to go short. Likewise, when I see a big red vector candle, I'm preparing to go long. If you remember on the Sunday night, we were talking about this big drop to the downside. We were preparing for price to come back up again. And before you know it, they actually made that run to the upside. Okay? What I want to try and get across to you guys is this. Okay? I want to try and understand how likely is price going to move higher. I'm going to flip over to the Bookmap itself. That's going to give me a good idea on the amount of volume that could come into the charts. Okay, so here we go. What you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, is a very interesting idea. All right, there is currently right now a block in the chart. There's something happening and I really want you to focus with it. Okay, just to let you know, I had to actually I had to charge my mouse, right? There's your boomer moment, ladies and gentlemen. Please, please, please put it in the comments section and timestamp when this boomer moment happened. You know, it's all about making sure that you guys are alert to the madness that I bring to these charts every single day. So here we go. This is the Bookmap. The Bookmap just gives you the limit orders that are coming into the order book. So as it stands right now, this is showing Binance's order book. Right, I usually have a multi-book here, but I really want to focus on Binance because most of the volume is there. Now, inside of this, you can see that we've got these little bars right here. These are the deltas, okay? Now, it's showing me that there is a lot of positive deltas that is happening at discount, yeah? So what we understand is the market is trying to push price higher to get traders to encourage to step in because the delta is positive, because people see that when the delta is rising, okay, and it's positive, it means that there is buying pressure. Yeah, it doesn't work like that, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when someone buys, that means someone is selling. So what's going on is the act of buying right now is because someone is being sold to. Yeah? So look, when they lift the ask, which is this red line, that's the act of buying. So the delta is positive, but behind the delta being positive is someone that is selling. So what you want to look for is you want to look for the point when the selling starts to slow down. It's not because buyers are coming in. It's because the sellers are stepping in to sell at higher points, to sell at premiums in this range. Likewise, when price is dropping, you can see the delta is negative. It's encouraging traders to run to the charts to sell so that they can build their positions, aka Mr. Market Maker. All right? So looking at the Bookmap, we can see that there is selling interest to lift the ask because people are coming to the charts to buy off the orders of being sold, that are being sold. Sounds really confusing, guys, but that's how the bid and the ask work. And when you understand that setup, you're going to see the charts a little bit differently. Because why is it whenever you see price move to the upside, you think, oh my God, Bitcoin's going to moon out. And then it always retraces back down. Why does it always turn? It's nothing to do with supply and demand. It's all to do with the interest of the seller and the buyer. Mr. Market Maker will be selling and buying at key points in the chart based on the commitment that he can get other traders to come to. Remember, traders buy at premium. Traders sell at discount. It has to be the opposite to make money, ladies and gentlemen. You sell at a premium. You buy at a discount. You go into a shop, right? You want to buy a car. Are you going to go to the guy and say, look, I'd like to buy a car that continuously increases in value even from the moment that we agree in price? And he'll be like, whoa, what's wrong with you, bro? You'll be like, dude, I want to pay the highest price possible for this car. He'll be like, okay, no problem. Thank you very much. But if you were to go and sell at a discount, how many people are going to snap up your offer? If I had a house for £100,000 and people knew that house was £100,000 and I go and sell it for 20k, do you think I'll get any interest? Do you think I'm going to have interest by people if I advertise it to be sold at £20,000? They don't care what's wrong with it. They'll be like, bro, the house was 100k and he's selling it for 20. I'm in. So why would you do the same in the charts, ladies and gentlemen? Why would you go short? Why would you sell into price dropping? You see, how are you going to go short, you say? Well, look at it like this. If Mr. Market Maker likes to build his positions or shorts to the upside, he's going to do it from the highest possible point because that's where he's going to sell from. So you're looking at getting short from these zones right here. Price drops. You do not go short from there. No, you do not go short in those areas. You do not go short in this area. Don't wait for price to show you the strength of the price dropping and then you decide to get in. No, you have to be expecting it to drop later. So before you want to try and catch a short, ladies and gentlemen, you really want to make sure that price is rising. And this is what's happening right now. For every drop to the downside in Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, traders are trying to grab shorts. Look what happened earlier on today. They spiked the price move. They spiked it lower. Retail traders like, oh my God, it's dropping. Let's go short, baby. Yeah, 20k. Nah, see you later. They brought it straight back up. Why? Because the narrative is saying that they favor higher prices with all these wicks that they keep on coming back to. Price will likely come back to this point right here because there is an interest at that zone. That means that they can come to the charts or they can induce traders to commit at this point again where they're able to sell at a premium. Okay, just look at the volume down below. We can see already that there is now, based on the way that they've been moving price, we have got a reduction in volume in this area, okay? But you can see that they're holding the range. So they're favoring higher prices. This cluster of volume right here is a good sign that they are likely to move Bitcoin higher so that they can grab the most amount of shorts at the highest possible point by inducing traders to believe that it's going to moon out and make its way to 50k, 100k. I don't care about price. I care about how people think about price, because that's going to help me understand if the liquidity provider is going to mark up price in that direction. And I know that he's been building shorts. I can see that with price right here. I can see he's building shorts. I know at some point he's going to want to come back and test these zones. Yeah? So going into the New York session today, ladies and gentlemen, what do you want to be aware of? Well, they've done a great job of holding it in the UK session. All right? We haven't got that many news plays coming out today, other than what could happen in relation to the tensions overseas with Russia and Ukraine. But we've got a war happening and everything is rising up in crypto. Okay? What you want to look out for, guys, is the fast moves. So come New York might actually give us a little bit of a surprise and try and spike lower. Unless they decide to move higher first, you want to be paying attention to the range daily high. All right? Because Bitcoin hasn't actually moved away from its average daily range. It's been pretty tight. Price action has been contained. All right? So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Moving forward, we've got Ethereum as well. She's doing what she normally likes to do. Stopping volume candle test at the 5 and the 13 EMA, done. Ethereum, happy days. She's moving higher, slow trend, true trend. Everything is looking positive for Ethereum. Just look at the commitment. Every time it rises, so is volume. When it's pulling back, volume is dropping aggressively. And that is a good sign. Okay? On that basis, we've got Luna holding out, trying to formulate this pattern. Okay, I believe Luna's holding, Bitcoin will move, then Luna will move, Bitcoin will hold. That's what I understand about Luna. All right. Few altcoins that we can look into right now. Top performers for the day is ARX. Look at that bad boy right there. RSR, nice movement to the upside. Pros Ethereum, I will leave that. Axis, continuously moving to the upside, quite aggressively at that as well. Ava, look at that, how she's following the pattern. So far, so good. We've had a retrace. Then we're now looking for the continuation to the upside. Happy days. $180 could be in sight, ladies and gentlemen. Loop ring. She's pulled back after this big aggressive move, but they seem to have this habit of doing so. Rise, retrace, continuation. Rise, retrace, continuation. Could be in sight because, look, they've left that vector zone right there. Could be a point of interest. Ren itself crawling to the upside. All right. Algo coming up close to $1. Happy days. That'll be a nice thing for Algo. Trading very nicely as well. 200 EMA is trying to cross over the 800 EMA. Happy days. Phantom, 133. About time. It's taken a little bit of a battering, but it's doing a good job. It has to at least get above the 800 EMA for us to even think that it's going to break higher from that point to start taking out the previous zones of liquidity at 154. Okay. Cadena, quite a choppy coin in my opinion. Not really interested with that. Solana's done a good job to come back up and get above this previous consolidation and liquidation. Sorry, the liquidity in this zone right here. Little bit of resistance sitting at the 106 zone, but you can see that we've got this massive formation and base building right here. It's a little bit out of the norm, but you can see where the commitment's coming in. Nice slow trend, true trend move to the upside. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please be careful today. New York might surprise us with the reversal, 2 reversals, one to the high, one to the low. So be careful with that. Or if we do get the continuous movement to the upside, please, please make sure you're paying yourselves, guys, because guess what? We've got next week as well. All right? The markets will be here tomorrow. The markets will be here next week. There's a war going on and the markets are still trading. So that tells you that war doesn't really have a problem with the markets. Okay? Why? Because they factor it in already. And that's what this is all about. Okay? Have yourselves a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. I got nothing but love for you. Be sure to like and subscribe. And of course, remember, if you are going to consider joining the Patreon, please don't until the start of a new month. You're going to get charged twice, guys, and you don't want the headache. All right? Mad love and respect to you. Take care of yourselves. Peace.